Hello, everybody. We're back. This is the third part. Yep, third part. Dominaria United. Set booster packs, 6 packs. Come on, Cinder. Timeless Lotus! Don't let me down. Yes. If you guys are regular to the channel, Cinder calls it and it comes out. He was actually so good, he would just stomp on the pack and it would show up. Yeah, my magic's kind of running low. Yeah, it's running low. Anyway, we got Shieldred instead. Yeah, boo-hoo. Yeah, boo-hoo, right? Yeah, it's a little bit better of a card, so we can always sell that in a pinch. Alright, we've seen that card. Alright, so we're just going to go... Let's see here. Hang on, guys. Let's see... I'm trying to get a gauge of how close I can get. Alright, so we'll try to do it like that. Okay, we've seen him. We've seen him. We've seen that one. Yeah, now we're seeing almost everything. So there. Oh, so that must be the Commander product symbol. Sunladid Sleeper's Scourge. So in Mardu colors and a 1, 2, 4 menace. Other legendary creatures you control have menace. Okay, so yeah, you know. Like, Joda is probably the better of the legend. Anyway, whenever you play a legendary land, okay, or cast a legendary spell, okay, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Ow, what about the one thing? I don't know. I'm not really liking it. Ooh, what's this? Oh, here's a bigger spider for 3. 4/3, reach and trample, domain. 7 in green, return. Okay, turn the graveyard to the battle. Okay, so it comes to the graveyard front and then to the battlefield tap. It gains if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile instead. Yeah, okay. This ability cost 1 less for activate for each. Okay, alright, so it could be just 3 to bring it back. In a domain deck, maybe. It's a spider. Hey, Joda's Codex. 5. Colorless domain 5. Draw a card. This ability costs 1 less. Oh, okay. Alright. So, yeah, okay. So, if you have a Joda deck, why not put it in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, because you can just tap it, draw a card. Wait, draw 1 card. Okay, alright. Yeah, it's a budget card, so, alright. Come on! Yeah, come on, we want something good! Yeah, there's a couple other cards in there. This might be the 3rd box we've opened, so it's funny, like, there's rares that we still haven't got. I know you guys haven't seen them all here. Yeah, we still haven't gotten Karn yet. Anyway. Alright, we got the Kalu guy. Shore up. Oh, Turtle guy. Yeah, so he's 3, 3, 2. Ward 2. And he also has Enlist, so that's actually pretty good, you know, for common. Slimefoot Survey. We've seen this card. We've seen Electromagnetic Static, Infantry, Garnfed. We've seen this one too. Wow, a lot of uncommons. 1. Oh, I think you get 1. Maybe you don't. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm trying to remember how it goes. Maybe you do get 1 showcase card. I have to see the breakdown. Oh, come on. Boo. I don't know. He's not too bad. Come on. For a myth, this has got to be one of the worst mythics. Jund colors. Whenever Soul of Windgrace enters the battlefield or attacks, you may put a land card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. Alright, so green, discard a land. So that's why, right? You gain 3 life. So you can just then bring it back. Red and colorless. Discard a land, draw a card, which is interesting because it's red. 2 and a black. Discard a land, card. Gains indestructible, and then a turn, tap it. So it's 5/4. Yeah. Alright. So that might have been actually our showcase, our guaranteed showcase card. And here's King Darien. If you guys don't know Roman numerals, X is 10, L is 50. So when the X is in front of the 50, that means it's 40. Yeah, no, seems weird, right? And then the V is 5, and there's 3 I's, so 48. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. It's 2/3, pays for 3. And then 3 and a Selesnya, put a +1 counter on King Darien and create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Sacrifice him. Creature tokens you control gain hexproof and initial end of the turn. Huh, okay. That's not bad, especially in Selesnya color. I mean, you're making... Ooh! What is... It's a list card! Look at that. Final Judgment. This is from one of the Kamigawa. I think that might be Savior? I can't. I didn't buy... I don't think I really bought much of this product. It was like during the era, I didn't even buy anything. So it's 6. Remove all creatures from the game. So it's another board wipe. Costs 6. So you basically exile them. Yeah, Farewell's better. See, that's what's funny, right? Like, there's now better cards. But back in the day, like, Wrath of God was 4. And then, like, pretty much after Wrath of God, like, rotated out of Standard. Pretty much everything that had that ability was 5, and then they kind of played with like, oh well, some of them are, you know, can't regenerate and blah 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 blah. So, all right, come on. I'm not impressed with the pulls, but I don't know. Shieldred might like really. Shieldred might be like, okay, we'll give him a Shieldred, but we'll give him nothing else, right? Like that. I wonder if they do something like that. Flowstone Infusion. We see this one? Target creature gets +2/-2 on the turn. I don't think so. Okay, Phyrexian Espionage. Why? We haven't seen this card. 3/2, draw 2 cards. If the spell was kicked, each opponent discards a card. Me? Inscribed Tablet. 1. Sacrifice the tablet, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put a land card from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, draw a card. Oh, okay. So if you whiff, you get a card. That's not too bad. It's one thing. If you're playing a bunch of... Yodia declares war. This is like part of the Brothers' War. So I think that's the artifact. Come on. There we go. The art, like the these people made a bunch of artifacts. I think this was like Urza married what's her name? I can't. Not Kaya. Kayla. I think it's Kayla. Anyway, in the Brothers' War, you'll kind of know. Anyway, read ahead. So you create a 0/2 colorless Stopter artifact creature token with flying named Orthanapper. So it's a token, but it's named Orthanapper. Isn't that funny? Tap any number of untapped artifacts you control. When you do, this thing deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker. It only costs 2, by the way, and you can read ahead. Up to 1 target artifact you control becomes a creature with base power, toughness 4 and end of turn. So, it's not bad for a saga. Combat Research. 1 blue. Enchant creature. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Oh, okay. So, that's a pretty good, that's a decent ability. As long as enchanted creature is legendary, it gets +1 and has ward. Oh, okay. So, play it on your legendary guys. So, did we see this one? Vigilance, attacks, all other attacking creatures you control get +1 and 10 a turn. Yeah, we saw that one. We've seen that guy. It's a dragon! I don't know if I have this one. It's probably not worth anything. Come on. What? Come on, focus. There we go. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, gains double strike. Sounds familiar. Oh, another Urbolg Lemagorf. It's not Tamagorf, but it's similar. 2. So it's star and then 1 plus star. And then it's got a kicker of blue and black. You may pay an additional and or that. So if it enters a battlefield, mill 3 cards for each time it was kicked. And then its power is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyards. And it's tough as 1, right? So that's why you want to mill a couple of times. And it doesn't have trample. Advocate. Did we see this one? 3, 5, flying. If it was kicked, enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Oh, another list card. Now that one's from the first Kamigawa set. Come on. I like Bushido. Bushido 1. So he's a 3/3 for 4, but when this blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1 and 10 a turn. So he gets bigger if if you use him as a blocker, he gets bigger, and if he becomes blocked, he gets buffy. So it's like a free buff. Let's see. Whenever it attacks, Samurai you control get +1. Oh, Samurai. So what's funny is it says Samurai you control. That actually means all your samurais. So he would get the +1 on it. That's actually a pretty good card. The problem is there's not many samurais in, although he's human. But yeah, there's not many samurais. Nagao, bound by honor. Okay, all right. Well, we're getting. I'm trying to remember what's on the list for this particular set, because every set they kind of change the list. So some of the list cards are different from set to set, and I never bother to check. But people are like, "Oh, this is what's on the list card, the list slot," and it's like, well, yeah, there might be like 100 cards in the, but you're only going to get like maybe 10 list cards, and you're not guaranteed that they're rare, right? So, Citizen's Arrest. It's kind of like Pacify, but it costs more. Citizen's Arrest enters battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until it leaves. So it's an enchantment. Yeah. But it actually leaves play. Negate. Do we need to talk about negate? Like, it's just good. Blue, colorless, counter target non-creature spell. Benelish Sleeper. 2. 3/1. Black Kicker. ETB. If it was kicked, each player sacrifices a creature. Oh, that's my work computer. Mira Outrider. 5. 4/4 with reach. There's not many red with reach. Let's go Domain. Okay, enters the battlefield. It deals damage equal to each opponent equals to the number of basic land cut to. Oh, huh. Oh, that's an ETB trigger. Wow. Huh. If you can blink them. Founding of the Third Path. Yeah, these guys make artifacts too, right? They're kind of like scholars. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana cost 1 or 2 from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay, so it has to be in your hand. Okay. Target player mills 4 cards. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Copy it. You may cast a copy. Okay. So you couldn't target someone else, but maybe you target yourself with this one. That's not too bad. I mean, again, these are uncommon, so they're not like, oh my gosh, powerful. Mossbeard Ancient. 7. Trample. ETB, gain 5 life. So it's just big dude tree folk guy. Frostfist Strider. Okay, double blue and 3, 4/4. Ward 2. ETB, tap target creature and opponent controls, and put a stun counter on it. So, make for 4/4 with a ward of 2 and then stop something. I mean, again, it's only uncommon. Ref. Weather like. Oh, we've seen this guy. Yeah, I like that version of it. Oh, yeah, that's right, guys. It's our first pain land. I already have this one. Like I think I have a bunch of Adarkar waste, but I do have the full art version. Although it'd be nice to have all 4 versions of the full art version. It'd be cool if these were foil. But I mean, these are I call them the old school dual land. So we were so happy when we got these from Ice Age. But we're like, oh my gosh, you gotta take a damage. Ah. And at the time, we never noticed that it just said land. We considered them dual lands because it had the same. You could do white or blue. And what's funny is I think the original printing or the original wording was like bigger than this. It's kind of funny. And we got that. Oh, Evolved Sleeper. This is actually a pretty good. It's a pretty good card. I mean, it is only a 1-cast, 1/1, but you can pay, and then he becomes a human cleric with base power toughness of 2/2, right? So then you can basically pay. So you can pay him up, or you can get him early on, right? And then if you actually have 2, right? If you get him out turn 2, you can pay the 1 and then pay the 1, right? So there's some flexibility. I kind of like that. And then later on, you can pay 2 more, and then if he's a cleric, right? So if you paid the first one, so put a death touch counter on it, and it becomes a Phyrexian human cleric. So then he starts turning, so he starts out as a human, then a human cleric, then a Phyrexian human cleric with base power of 3/3. And then this is the ability that some people forget. So if he's a Phyrexian, and what's funny is I think you can make certain creatures Phyrexian, so you don't necessarily have to pay. So, but he's got the ability on the card. But there's ways to like turn your creatures into Phyrexian, so you wouldn't necessarily have to do that ability. He would like anyway. So double black and a colorless. So if he's a Phyrexian, you put a +1 counter on him. Then you draw a card. Then you lose 1 life. Yeah, okay, 1 life, but it's black, right? But you can do that multiple times, right? So some people forget about this part. They think like, oh, and it's really funny. You could technically, make him a human cleric, right? And then you can make him, if he's a cleric, you can make him into this part, right? And then you if you want, can you go back? I think you can. You can pay 1 black and then make him go back to. I don't know why would you want to do that, but it becomes a death touch counter. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, interesting card, I think. We've seen that one. Foil. Magic minigame. Okay, 2 packs. We're running a little over time because we spent a little time discussing some stuff on those cards. So, I don't know, guys. I'm trying to add value for you guys, not just rip. I like just ripping packs, so there's not many subscribers. I have a total of 4, and thank you for subscribing or liking the video, but yeah, I like to at least add what I think, right? That might be helpful for you guys, and yeah, I think, like I said, I think there's a lot of cards that we can use in Magic that aren't really expensive, and I think now is the time to save your money, and then if you find a good deal on a card, right, then save up for it. Tribune to Urbog. Black and colorless with a colorless and blue kicker. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, the creature gets an additional -1/-1 until end of turn for each instant and sorcery card in your grave. Wow! So it gets -2/-2, and you get the kicker, you get a minus. You can get a whole bunch of minuses. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, turtle guy. It's one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hey, another turtle dude. Isn't that cool? Look at that tide pool turtle. There's like water in them. 4, 3, 5, and you can pay a blue and 2 colorless. Scry 1. Yeah, I know. That's all he is. But he's a turtle. Sunbathing Rootwalla. There was like I'm trying to remember which Rootwalla there was from. Was it Torment? Let's see, or did he come in Torment? I can't remember. It's from that block. 2/2 domain 3 and a green. It's end of turn. Gets +1 each for basic. Okay, activate only each turn. Okay, once. So you could probably put him in domain zoo. Costs 4 to plus, but Have we seen this one? I think we've seen the showcase version. Does comment look at the external library X's? Yes, we've seen this one. Dragon, wow, that's an old school card. Look at it. Look at it. That would be me. I'd have like this little dragon as a little pet. He'd be like on my shoulder. He'd probably get into trouble. Look at him. He looks like he's like, "Hey, Daddy, let me do." He's like, "Don't do that. Don't do it." Remember what happened? You burned down the house. Oh yeah. 4. The only problem is it costs a lot. But I like the original artwork. This one's not too bad. 2/3 flying. But then Dragon Whelp, you can pump for red and +1 and 10 a turn. So you can like you can make his power bigger. But if this ability has been activated 4 or more times this turn, you have to sacrifice at the beginning of the end step. Yeah, I know. It's back in the day though. This is like the power level that we had. There wasn't many dragons out there. And, you know, there was Shivan Dragon, right? But I'm telling you guys, like, I remember when Shivan Dragon was like $20 and like I could buy a Tundra for 15. that's how that's how it was. Okay, we see this one. Oh, this was a good card, especially in Gruel colors. So it's a green and colorless, so it's a 3/2. So he's good. He's good just by himself. He's an elf though. So he's got a red kicker though. And he has trample, interesting enough, right? And it says ETB. If it was kicked, you get a +1. It gets +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. So if you pay him for 3, so it's basically a 4/3 that has haste and trample, right? So that's actually pretty good, right? Because if they just block with a 1/1 or 2/2, you're still getting in for damage. Oh, there's the Swamp Thing guy. Temporary lockdown. No, I'm not going back to 2020. No, nope. Temporary lockdown. It's another one of those like enchantment cards that gets rid of stuff. So ETB, exile each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. 2 or less. So I mean, this thing could. It definitely shuts down tokens. But it's everything, right? So that's kind of you gotta watch out for that. What? Bolivarian Atrocity. 3 or 2 and a red and a black and a red kicker. 2/3 Menace. ETB, if it was kicked, return target creature card with a mana of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Sacrifice at the end of turn. Wow. That's not too bad, actually. It's only 3 or less, though, but still. All right, last pack for this video. Gonna probably record one more today. So you guys, if you're watching this, well, if you're watching this when it comes out, it's Saturday. But it's my Friday. And then, let's see here. Art card. Roar! Come here! That's what it looks like he's doing. Alright, how is the focus? Alright. 7. 5/5. Zombie Giant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Death Touch. Huh. Meh. Reoccursion decks. You know, especially later on, he comes out pretty damn cheap. So that's not. I mean, it's a common. I mean, like I said. Oh, this card's actually pretty good for a common too. It's a 1/1 flyer, so pretty good. And then he can you pay just 1 black, and he gains Death Touch on his turn. Like I said, it's a common. It's not bad. Broken Wings. Oh no. Oh, that's the Weatherlight, I think, back there. 3. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. So it has a couple different modes, right? So naturalize would be like a green and a colorless. So you're paying 1 more for the card, but you're getting artifact, enchantment. That's naturalized, I believe, and then or creature with flying. So that's not bad. I mean, it's versatile, right? Crystal Grotto, we've seen that one. Oh my gosh. Ah, man, when I play this against this guy in Brawl, it's annoying. It is utterly annoying. if you want to play like just kind of a, you could probably make this as a pretty cheap commander deck too. But so he's a 2 Orzhov, I think 2/2 Death Touch, right? And he's a Phyrexian Core cleric. So the more important part is probably the cleric part, although probably you can make it around Phyrexians. There's a lot of cards that say +1/+1 to Phyrexians, things like that. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. That's the annoying part, because you just, with white or black, bring a bunch of tokens in play. But then there's another one. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. That's the worst part, I think. So isn't that crazy? Like if you're in a aristocrats or just go sideways, right? Like just you can go white weenie, black weenie, like aristocrat style. So I mean, with these colors and this type of ability, and your commander only costs 2, so you can bring him back. I mean, just and you're gaining life. So basically, imagine you're bringing a token in, so you're gaining a life, and then you sack your token, and then everyone's taking 1. So so it's something to consider, especially if you like that type of ability. But like I said, you don't even have to have any type of sacking ability. You just have to turn sideways, and if they die, then they're going to take more damage. Actually, all your opponents are going to take damage, right? Linebreaker Baloff. Hey, we need linebackers for the Detroit Lions. Come on. 3/1/3. 4/5 for 5 enlist. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so you can't really chump block them too easily. Tail Swipe, look at that, it's a dinosaur. He's like, get out of here. I think is it a fight card? Something like, it's close to green. It's an instant. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you cast this during your main phase, the creature you control gets +1 until end turn. Then those creatures fight each other. So you can do it at the end of their turn, right? But if they're equal power, you could do it on your own main phase. Still get a +1 to end of turn. So, fight cards. Tear Asunder. 1 and a green, and a 1 and a black for the kicker. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, I know, funny, right? Like just like Naturalize. If the spell was kicked, exile target non-land permanent instead. So, that's some pretty good, versatility. It does cost more and a different color. But, hey. We just talked about this guy. Isn't that funny? So that's the showcase one. It is kind of weird. Like, it looks like he's like some from, like, looks like something from, like, Mad Max or something. Oh, hey, here's the wizard, Merfolk. Not quite Lord of Atlantis style, but Vodolian Hex Catcher. That's kind of cool artwork, right? For Merfolk. It's kind of cool. So 1/1 Flash. I'm not sure why this thing needs to be Flash. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. Sacrifice a Merfolk. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. So maybe that's why it has the Flash. So you can play it, flash it in, and then you could sacrifice itself and then counter, I guess, if you wanted to do it that way. But or you just bring them out, and because if you have 2 out in play, that means they're both 2/2s. So play Merfolk. I don't even know if Merfolk are a thing in Standard. Bone Splinters, black. As additional cast cost a spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy a target creature. So you can destroy a target creature for 1 black. And like I said, like that card we just talked about, like this guy here, like, oh, look. I'll bring a token and I'll sack it. And everyone loses 1. I destroy a target creature, so. Anyway, Cinder, what'd you think? That was pretty lackluster. Yeah. I'm not even sure. Adarkar Waste was the best card. Yep. Alright, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.